Let the natural wonder begin. You're looking live off the coast of Oregon, where in just moments we will experience the beginning of this total solar eclipse. You're looking at those pictures right now. That's the sun, the moon already beginning its work as it crosses into the path between the sun, of course, and Earth. It's going to continue to do this today, creating a sight that has been described by most people who have ever seen it as breathtaking and so rare it hasn't been seen across the U.S., the entire U.S. in 99 years. Not since 1918 did a total solar eclipse cross the entire country like it's about to do in just a few minutes here. And the last time a total solar eclipse was seen from anywhere in the U.S. was 38 years ago. The date, February 26, 1979.
This is an ABC News special.
Not until August 21st, 2017, will another eclipse be visible from North America. That's 38 years from now. May the shadow of the moon fall on a world at peace. And ABC News, of course, will bring you a complete report on that next eclipse, 38 years from now.
Now, in just minutes, it is finally here. For the first time this century, it's lights out, hands up. We're glowing in the dark. For the first solar eclipse to hit America in 38 years. And we're right there with your ultimate cosmic block party, celebrating all across the path of this historic solar eclipse, live coast to coast. It's the Great American Eclipse, and the sensational journey starts right now. With David Muir reporting from inside the path of totality in Charleston, South Carolina.
1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Hello, everyone, from Charleston, South Carolina. Our team is live across the country at this hour. You know, that was World News Tonight anchor Frank Reynolds promising 38 years ago we'd be back to cover this total solar eclipse. And here we are, and proud to be here. And there it is again. Let's go live to the sun just over Lincoln City, Oregon at this hour, about to be eclipsed by the moon. And if you look at the lower part of your screen there, you can see the clock. The key here is 1:16. That's our first max totality that we'll see. It'll be coming from Oregon. So watch the clock. We'll be going live to our team there. You know, this whole path of totality is going to create a shadow 70 miles wide on the ground. And as that shadow moves across the country, it'll carve a path 3,000 miles long. And listen to this. It'll take just an hour and 33 minutes for the eclipse to cast that shadow traveling coast to coast. That shadow moving at an average speed of 1,800 miles per hour. That's more than 3 times faster than a commercial jet. The total eclipse will span across 14 states this afternoon, ending its journey just north of where I'm standing right here in South Carolina before heading out to sea. And in just a few moments, the moon is going to pass directly between the sun, the earth, completely blocking all light and creating a black hole where, of course, the sun should be. And as it happens, the temperatures in that shadow could drop an average of 10 to 12 degrees. We're going to see what happens with that today. Millions of Americans, of course, are waiting right now. And the closer you are to that center line right there, right through the middle of that shadow, the longer you'll be in complete darkness known as totality. But it's fleeting, lasting up to 2 minutes, 40 seconds or so. 12 million Americans live in this path of 100% totality. But look at how far that eclipse spreads to the north and south of that line. Hundreds of millions will see some version of this eclipse today. We are in this together. We know many families have already traveled toward that center line where they will gather in small towns, farms, and national parks, all to watch this extraordinary sight. We have an entire team of ABC News correspondents and cameras coast to coast live as the solar eclipse moves across the country. And if you are one of the millions who traveled to see it or will see it right in your backyard, your neighborhood, we want you to be part of this special with us. Share your pictures, your videos with us, and we're going to try to get as many on the air as we can throughout the next couple of hours. Just go to our website, abcnews.com, and you'll see right there how to do it. We can't wait to see what you capture. So why is this happening today, and why is it so rare? Take a look at this. The Earth rotates on its axis, making a full turn every 24 hours. The moon circles the Earth every 31 days, and the Earth and the moon then rotate around the sun every 365 days. Keep in mind, the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, but it's also 400 times further away. And at that distance, it makes the sun and the moon appear to us to be the same size from here on Earth, which is why the moon completely covers the sun when their orbits intersect. A total solar eclipse happens during a new moon, when the moon moves directly between the Earth and the sun. This perfect alignment, which creates a total solar eclipse, occurs about every 18 months. Usually we don't see it because 70% of the Earth's surface is water, and it usually happens over our vast oceans or remote areas of other countries. In fact, it's been 99 years since the last solar eclipse was seen across the entire continental United States, and it won't happen again until 2045. We have waited long enough, that's for sure. So get ready, it's coming, and you're about to see it all live right here on ABC. Again, the time right now, 1:04 Eastern. The first totality happens at 1:16, max totality from Oregon, so we'll take you there live. We've got so many questions. First, of course, the weather, the clouds. Where will we see it best? Where will it blow our minds today? Where will the clouds break our hearts? I see a few of the clouds here in Charleston, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed here. Let's bring in meteorologist Ginger Z. She's in Nashville, which, by the way, the entire city. It's the largest American city to fall right in the path of this total eclipse. And Ginger, you've been looking at the weather across that entire path, that ribbon across the country.
Oh, that I have, David. Such an important forecast, probably one of the most important of the century, truly. But what I wanted to start you out with, not only is Nashville one of the biggest, or the biggest city in the path of totality, I'd venture to say it's the biggest party. Look at this. We've got rooftops full here along Broadway, Lower Broad as the locals call it. You can see them all the way down the streets, all the way right here. Check out all my friends. This party on the rooftop at the iconic Tootsie's Bar is just beginning. Our partial eclipse only just began. And I got to tell you guys, we have a lot to talk about in the way of weather because it is a huge day. Let's start with what it looks like. In the Pacific Northwest, it is brilliant. They're already seeing a lot of that eclipse. I want to show you some of the cloud cover. Looking good through the Rockies and Idaho there into Wyoming, but then it gets a little mucky. Once we get into Missouri and parts of Nebraska, you can see the storms blowing up. And then as we go back through the Tennessee Valley, we just have those daytime heating clouds. Scattered storms at the coast, where you are in Charleston, David, but I have to say, no matter what the cloud cover, the party, the celebration, the unity of America, and this beautiful celebration of science, the science that I have loved my whole life, I can't geek out more than I will today. David, let's head back to you.
Yeah. Really, no question. We needed this moment of unity in this country, and nature's wonder is giving it to us. I want to look at this picture that I'm seeing coming in live from Oregon. You can actually see the sun and the moon almost completely covering the sun now. And keep in mind, 1:16, of course, is that key moment when it'll be in total darkness there. The first hint of darkness falling, of course, on the shores of the Pacific coast. The totality of the eclipse, 1:16, 10:16 Pacific, minutes away. It's going to last 1 minute, 58 seconds, and then we're on the move from there right across the country. The shores lined with families at this hour. Meteorologist Rob Marciano back in a part of the country he spent years covering. He's in Lincoln City, Oregon. And Rob, you've got the glasses, you know, we all do here. And we just want to make sure that everyone knows that authorities really aren't joking about this one. They say wear eye protection, and they really mean it today.
Yeah, and really during the whole thing, David, I have these special glasses, the glasses they've been giving out really across the country. They look cheap, but they are mandatory viewing. They block out 99.9% of the solar rays, but you can see this eclipse in its entirety. So it's nothing short of spectacular. I gotta say, when you see even the partial eclipse across this country, you want to take it in. It is the Great American Eclipse. Hey, Suzanne, and Willie, where are you? Hey, there's another way to watch this if you don't have these glasses, and that is to make a pinhole projector. I found these guys in the parking lot, and you got, what, a shoebox, and then what else?
Shoebox, paper inside, tinfoil, and a pinhole.
And it works. And Willie, your mom was a physicist, obviously inspiring you to see this, your first eclipse total?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're pumped.
Yes, I'm pumped.
And they got the glasses and the box, so just, just variety's a spice of life. Hey, go Ducks. Go Ducks. What do you got? You got the welder's glasses?
Yes.
All right, so that's serious business right there. Can we see how they look on you? Oh, yeah, they're styling. You are styling. Are you excited for the eclipse, sweetheart?
Yes.
All right, they're going to come fast and furious here. We are just a few minutes away, David, and the clouds have been fickle here along the Oregon coastline. It's not the ideal spot. That's why we don't have a massive crowd like they do in the deserts, but we have seen enough of that partial eclipse to get fired up, and we are awaiting totality, and we're just seeing enough of a clearing to, I think, see it in just a few minutes, David. It is exciting. Is it not exciting, guys? Woo! 1776 was the last time we had a coast-to-coast eclipse totally, exclusively to Americans. How much more American can it get? This is the Great American Eclipse, baby. I hope you all take part of it. David?
Thank you, Rob. We're going to come right back to you in just a couple of minutes so you can show us what you're seeing. And I just want to say, we've all got these glasses here, and you can see the setup here and all these bright lights. I put these on, and you see nothing. So when Rob says, put the glasses on and test with the light on your iPhone, that's a really good indicator that these glasses are probably approved and you're in good shape. So here's the question: what's it going to be like? I thought we'd check in with someone who has experienced it before. Bill Nye, the science guy, you know him. He's the CEO of the Planetary Society, the author of the New York Times bestseller, Everything All at Once. He's at the Homestead National Monument in Beatrice, Nebraska. And Bill, no question in your mind this is going to change people today?
I hope so. It's already started here. We can see it if you have the special glasses. It's getting dimmer and dimmer as the moon comes across the disk of the sun. And just notice something that I got to say I didn't expect. Are you guys excited? A lot more people than I anticipated are excited and anticipating this event. In other words, you can feel the excitement building, even though we're just a few percent into the occlusion, into the eclipse. It's really thrilling to see so many people excited about this science.
I want to ask you what's actually going to happen when darkness falls, because a lot of people wonder about that temperature drop, anywhere from 10, 12 degrees, animals being confused, wildlife perhaps, and you'll be able to see, a number of planets and stars up there. So a pretty significant change in that tiny window of darkness that we're going to witness here.
Well, it becomes night. So it's cooler at night than it is during the day. The birds and insects act as though it's night. And so what happened here in Beatrice, the clouds just cleared, and people are all putting on their special glasses and looking skyward, because I guess the eclipse is really apparent for this moment. We would turn the camera up toward it, but oh yes, the moon is coming across from, on a clock face would be about 1:30, 2 o'clock, moving from upper right to lower left as we perceive it here in Beatrice, Nebraska. And it's just an exciting thing, everybody. Just think about the diligence of astronomers who were able to predict this eclipse within less than a second. And here we are gathered to celebrate our understanding of what I like to call our place in space, our place in the cosmos. It's just an exciting thing that the clouds cleared at this moment.
You're absolutely right. A reminder of where our place is in the cosmos today. Bill Nye, stick around with us here. We're going to be talking to you as the afternoon progresses here. We want to go to Carbondale, Illinois, dubbed the capital of the eclipse because it's right in the area. This is really incredible, where totality is going to last the longest and where it will return in a few years from now. We'll talk about that in a bit. Dr. Lucianne Walkowicz, an astronomer at the Adler Planetarium in Chicago and the incoming chair of astrology at the Library of Congress. Dr. Walkowicz, first of all, I love this because you study this, you know more about this than any of us out here, but it's still your first eclipse?
It's my first eclipse. I've seen a couple partials, but I couldn't be more thrilled to be here today in the path of totality in Carbondale, what they're calling the crossroads of the Great American Eclipse. This is really a special thrill for me, especially after years and years of studying the kinds of things that we'll be able to see with our naked eye when the sun is in totality.
Dr. Walkowicz, we're going to be checking back in with you as the afternoon progresses. She mentioned Carbondale, by the way. It's going to be the longest max totality. That's about 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Some have said 2 minutes, 41. But that shows you how quickly this is going to move. One of the best places to experience the eclipse just maybe Madras, Oregon, billed itself as a solar town, hoping for the best eclipse watching weather in the country. They are pulling out all the stops for an expected crowd of 20,000. ABC's Matt Gutman is joining the party there, as he always does. Matt, the crowd is really enormous. I've seen the traffic jams for people all weekend long trying to get there.
20,000, David, just here in what's called Solarfest, but a spectator I spoke to had a different name for it. He said this is basically Woodstock for nerds. Now, you can see there are thousands of people arrayed here. There are tent cities in the background over there to the right. 5,000 tents over there, 4 people to a tent over there. There are campers. There are 100,000 people who have inundated this area. By the way, Madras population just under 6,000. So an amazing spectacle here right on this cow farm that has been converted into the world's prime viewing site. NASA is based here as well because this place should offer the most unobscured sight right into that eclipse. It's almost so near that I can look into the sun. The one hitch is that there have been wildfires in the area, and I think you may be able to see Mount Jefferson off in the distance. The top of it is obscured by that blanket of haze and smoke, but still, where I'm looking almost directly at the sun, it is pretty close. Everybody here's got their glasses. These folks drove 9 hours with a family of 7 in a van. You guys ready? They have their glasses on. And people celebrating all sorts of things. There's a guy who's going to pop the question to his girlfriend. Shh, don't tell. There are people celebrating birthdays. folks over there drove over from Boston, but you can sense the enthusiasm in the crowd. It's getting nearer and nearer. It's almost there, and you can already feel the temperature drop, David. Pretty amazing.
Well, I hope she says yes, and I'm glad she's there, not at home watching. Otherwise, you'd know it's coming. Anyway, let us know what she says there. And, Matt, we love seeing that sun shining brightly on your face. That means they're going to have a spectacular sight right there. They already have a spectacular sight in Oregon. So let's get back to meteorologist Rob Marciano. Again, Lincoln City, Oregon. Total solar eclipse will be the first visible in the United States. 1:16, about a minute, less than a minute away now, Rob. Tell us what you're seeing.
And it's getting dark, David. It is so spooky right now, right? The temperature is dropping. The excitement is growing here. I hope that we're going back and forth to the special camera that has this eclipse, and I've got to put my glasses on to witness this. We've just gone completely dark, at least the way we see it here. Oh, no, still a sliver left. Is it the diamond ring? Would that be the diamond ring, perhaps? Just a sliver left. A little more. There it is. We have reached totality here on the Oregon coastline. Total eclipse of the sun.
Just an incredible sight, Rob. We're looking at the corona of the sun, the atmosphere of the sun.
It is incredibly dark. It looks like night has fallen. The clouds certainly exacerbating that, but this is beyond twilight. It's a spooky, spooky experience. What do you have to say? What does it feel like right now?
We came from Los Angeles just to see this with my nephews. We drove all the way from Los Angeles.
What drove here from Los Angeles? That is commitment, baby. Welcome to the Oregon coastline. How's it feeling right now seeing your first eclipse?
It's amazing. I love it.
Wow. And we need the lights to see all this. We need the lights. I got to check it out one more time, David. Oh my, it is just absolutely spectacular. Look how dark it is, how quiet it is. The air is still. This is like being in the eye of a hurricane. It is spooky. It is spiritual.
I got to tell you, Rob, America is watching this
surreal.
with you.
It's amazing.
And when you see the corona around the sun there, Rob, the atmosphere of the sun, talk us through the science of that. I mean, that's hotter than the sun itself. It's millions and millions of degrees Fahrenheit.
It's, you know, you're talking about, thousands of degrees Fahrenheit, but what we're seeing right now is the corona. The outer atmosphere of the sun, which we don't get to see any other time. This is why scientists are launching balloons. This is why they got their telescopes out. This is why they're so jazzed about this, because we're able to see things that we don't normally see, with the exception of the eclipse. Yeah, exactly. She said there's something coming out from it. It's almost like you can see some solar flares coming out. Bailey's beads is something we saw earlier. You know, the moon is not completely smooth, so we're seeing some of the outer edges of the sun come through those valleys and over those mountains, and that's why you see that kind of this star effect now. And different colors are happening right now. It's unbelievable. Oh, the diamond ring! We're starting to see it. We're starting to get out of totality now, David. That was our 2 minutes of ecstasy, quite honestly. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is extraordinary. To let people know at home how we're pulling this off with our photographers. Yeah, Rob, I just want to let folks at home know how we're pulling off the technology of this. You know, the photographers operating these cameras have to slide in a lens, if you will, into the camera to shoot up. At the beginning of it and at the end, but during totality, they can actually pull that out. So that's why you're seeing some of the shifting shades there on your screen. But Rob, now we're seeing on the other side here what happens. It's almost the exact reverse. And you talked about those Bailey's beads shining down, coming through the valleys. That's named after Francis Bailey, who first figured out what that was.
Exactly. I mean, you know, so much of science, the terms and names that we rattle off are pioneers that discovered them, or were in some process out there making things happen. Now the sun's coming out. It's getting brighter. It's getting a little bit warmer. It's hard to describe what it's like. David, the rest of America is going to experience it now, fast and furiously. Back to you.
In fact, they are right now. Let's go to Madras, Oregon, where Matt Gutman is standing by. Remember, Matt was just under blazing sun a moment ago. Matt, talk us through it.
It's hard to. I'm almost speechless. The crowd here is absolutely ecstatic. I'm going to have our cameraman, Glenn, turn down the lights so you actually get a sense of how... Turn it off, Glenn. Let's see how dark it really is. It's pitch black here. This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Right now, we're looking at the corona that's 1,000,000 degrees, so much hotter than the surface of the sun, just about 6,000 degrees. You can see it right there. You guys, I'm going to come back to our folks here. I mean, you guys drove 9 hours. Did you
Oh my God! Yes! So worth it!
You know, this is the second most beautiful thing I've seen in my life.
Is that the first?
Well, I was thinking this one here, you know, but...
That's a smart husband right there. Did you notice that? That is wisdom at work. I want to bring you over here to a friend of mine I met. Aria goes to... This is spectacular. Aria studies astrophysics at Pomona College. Aria! She drove here from Boston, David. Drove a car from Boston. That's 3,000 miles.
Is it what you expected? No, it's absolutely amazing. It's so dark out of here. It looks like a sunset over there. It's amazing.
And you can notice that the temperature has gone down substantially. There's so much less radiation here bouncing up and heating us up that it's actually chilly. Folks are in their sweatshirts, David.
We got sweaters because we knew it was going to drop something crazy over here. And so now we're warm and fine, right, Carmen? Yeah.
Hey, Carmen. Wow, this is a spectacular sight, David. This is something that so many people didn't expect to see. There are lights in the distance. There have been jets flying right by the corona. There are airplanes in the sky. That must be an incredible sight. Just beyond the teepees, you can see them. And this is lasting for 2 minutes and 4 seconds because we are right in the crosshairs of that totality. It is happening right here, and you can hear the cheers from the crowd as people watch that corona just radiate out. Now, it might have been clearer had we not had those forest fires nearby, but still, that is a pretty exceptional sight that so many people here didn't expect to see. We have folks with their telescopes out here. I'm going to try not to interrupt them. No, he doesn't want to be interrupted. What do you guys think?
This is pretty cool. It looks like it's nighttime. It's like a sunset, like all around. It's pretty close right now.
And what's astounding is that it continues. Now we're getting the diamond ring effect right now. The sun is slowly being taken out of the shadow as the light increases markedly. You can see it's like someone shining a spotlight on this field. There are thousands of people here. David, 100,000 people just in this part of Oregon outside of Madras, feasting their eyes on a spectacle that many of us will never get to see again. Back to you, David. This is a pretty remarkable sight
here. Just incredible. 10:22 Pacific time there. You're looking live at Madras, Oregon. That's Matt Gutman and the team. And let's go back to that shot if we could. We literally saw it go dark there for about 2 minutes time. That was their max totality. Now the sun has come back out. We are less than 10 minutes away from our next moment of max totality in this country. So we're going to take a break. The Great American Eclipse, our coverage continues live right here on ABC right after the break. We'll be back.
This is not a cloud. This is a tomato tracked from farm to table on a blockchain, helping keep shoppers safe. This is a financial transaction secure from hacks and threats others can't see. This is a skyscraper whose elevators use IoT data and AI to help thousands get to work safely and efficiently. This is not the cloud you know. This is the IBM Cloud. The IBM Cloud is the cloud for enterprise. Yours.
When my smile's bright, I feel ready to shine. Some whitening toothpaste only removes surface stains, but Colgate Optic White High Impact White is different. It has hydrogen peroxide to whiten 4 shades for a visibly whiter smile. Trust your smile to Colgate Optic White. I do.
My trainer didn't believe me that Trop 50 could taste so good and still have 50% fewer calories.
Can I stop, Jane?
No.
Trop 50 tastes so good you won't believe it has 50% fewer calories.
He sees things and analyzes things in ways that we can't even begin to understand.
He saved his life. Who are you? I'm Dr. Sean Murphy.
Take up to 50% off store-wide during Shopko's back-to-school sale, plus up to 75% off clearance. Family denim is up to 50% off. Skechers shoes, only $34.99. 30% off select Nike and Adidas backpacks. Buy one, get one 50% off Hanes and Fruit of the Loom. And 50% off kids' tops and bottoms. Take up to 50% off store-wide during Shopko's back-to-school sale, plus up to 75% off clearance. Shopko, the stuff that counts.
Attention parents and grandparents of young children. Have you received this special notice from Gerber Life? If not, you're urged to call this toll-free number now because Gerber Life is accepting applications for their affordable grow-up plan. It's easy to help your child get off to a good financial start for just pennies a day. Free information will be sent to parents and grandparents who call now. Or you can apply right now over the phone if you'd like. The Grow Up Plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later at no extra cost. Later on, your child can buy more, up to $100,000 in total protection, regardless of their health or job, 10 times the original amount. The Grow Up Plan also builds cash value over time that you can borrow from later. Help give your child a head start for just pennies a day. Don't wait. Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-417-6889. That's 1-800-417-6889 or go to growup.com.
This is live coverage of the Great American Eclipse. We're glowing in the dark. Here again, David Muir.
And you're looking right now at pictures just moments ago in Madras, Oregon. Just an incredible sight as that total solar eclipse swept in over the Pacific Northwest. And think about this. When the moon shadow began traveling, when it arrived in Oregon, it was traveling at 3,400 miles per hour. And as it left Oregon, it was traveling at 2,900 miles per hour. It shows you that the distance between the Earth and the moon's a little further away. And that's why those speeds are going to change as they come across the country. I want to bring in Bill Nye as we look at those pictures from Oregon. That was just stunning. Bill, just explain to us why those speeds change and why these moments are really so fleeting. I mean, this is traveling very quickly.
Say it again. Something about why these moments are spectacular.
Explain to us why the speed of this makes these moments so fleeting. Yeah, they're so fleeting.
Why they're so fleeting? Well, you were just talking about the speed of the moon relative to the Earth's surface. And keep in mind, every time you have a birthday, you've gone around the sun about a billion more kilometers, a billion more kilometers. So in order to do that, you're going extraordinarily fast. So is the moon. So although the sun may be, in a sense, hardly moving relative to us in space, relative to the background stars, we are going like crazy around the sun, and the moon's going like crazy around us. So these things only last for a little while. You can see it's raining here in Beatrice, Nebraska. But if you really press the glasses to your forehead, you can just get a glimpse of it. And so we see a clear patch of clouds coming, and we're all excited about that. The wind is blowing it this way.
We are excited, Bill. We're watching right along with you.
But it's raining in Beatrice, people, but we're here, right?
Oh, we'll work on it.
We're celebrating
in the meantime, look at
eclipse.
We're looking live there in the lower corner, Sun Valley. You got 1 minute, 23 seconds now to the next totality. As you can see there, just a sliver of the sun remains. You can see they're actually changing the lens on the camera. That's what they have to do before they can actually show you the total eclipse. Let's go to Olivia Smith in Sun Valley, Idaho. I mentioned how quickly this is moving. We're now in Idaho. And Olivia, what are you seeing?
Hey, David. Yeah, we're here. It's getting cold up here. Everyone, are you excited? When you look up, David, you're seeing barely a sliver of the sun. Just barely a sliver up there. And the sun was hot earlier here. It was fighting the eclipse. And now it feels like nighttime, looking out over this beautiful valley that we've been seeing all day, once cased in sun. Now just a little sliver as the moon is taking over the sun. More than 1,100 people bought tickets to be up here for this event. So limited tickets, many people taking the chairlift to get to the top of Bald Mountain.
And what a key stunning moment this is, as you know, Rob was talking about earlier. This is the moment as the sun begins to completely disappear when people will be looking for, you know, those so-called Bailey's beads, bits of lights poking through the canyons and craters on the roughed-up surface of the moon. That's actually what you see, the glimmering lights. And they talk about the diamond ring at the very last moment, that blast of light. And just listen to the crowd now waiting for this in Idaho.
Yeah, these people came all the way down from Jamaica. They traveled more than a day, and you're seeing it right now.
Yep.
Janice and your friends, what's it like?
It's awesome! Oh my God, I can't believe I'm here! It's the first we actually seen a solar eclipse. We've always seen a nuclear eclipse, but it's the first we've seen a solar. Lunar
And really looking up, it's beautiful. We're seeing the full moon covering the sun. And you're right, David, it has that diamond effect around it. And Angie and your family, you've taken your kids here. You're from Idaho. You grew up in Sun Valley. You came down from Boise. What's it like?
It's just amazing. We wanted to create something really special, and this is like incredible. It's so great. What do you think, Haven?
It's so great. I've never seen anything like it.
Okay. It's again, David, people really excited. Back to you, David.
All right, thanks so much, Olivia. This is a stunning sight. Just the beauty of the colors. You know, we normally only obviously experience this, you know, at sunset, at twilight. And now so many parts of this country are going to see it turn into night and then day again within a matter of just a couple of minutes' time. Next up, Idaho Falls. You can see the lower corner of your screen, a minute 53 seconds to the next totality, and Eva Pilgrim is standing by. This is the official NASA observation site, right, Eva?
That's right, David. And they have a lot of scientists here that are actually working, because this is a rare opportunity for them to actually do experiments and to see the corona, that area around the sun that's so bright and so much hotter than the sun. They don't know why it's hotter than the sun, and they're trying to figure it out. This gives them an opportunity to actually look at it because the sunlight isn't blinding them. And we are watching this as it goes now. It's getting skinnier and darker and cooler. There's a lot of people here from all over the place. I'm going to pull my glasses up so I can talk to one lady here. This is Faye, and Faye, it's your 75th birthday.
It is indeed, and I'm here in Idaho Falls for this wonderful eclipse.
And you came all the way from LA.
We did indeed.
Why come here for the eclipse?
Because it was a totality place and NASA approved.
And it looks like we are getting right up on it. Let's look up there. It's getting smaller and smaller. We have seen a major temperature drop. I actually had short sleeves on earlier. I put this sweater on because it's cold. And you don't want to be cold out here in the middle of it. These scientists are actually rolling on this video. So they're going to have quite a bit of video watching to see. We're waiting to see if that diamond ring comes out. And then they actually told us after the diamond ring to look at the ground because you can see shadow bands. It's coming around. Wow. It's really quite incredible. As the littlest, tiniest bit of the sun goes away, and we are almost literally in totality now. There it is. And at this point, we can actually look at it. Wow, you can see the light around the sun coming around the moon there. It is an incredible image to see, and the excitement from people here. Everyone on their phones trying to catch a glimpse of the totality. This is the one time that it's actually safe to look at it. And as you look on the ground, they were telling us to look for those shadow bands, and you can see some of those shadow bands on the ground now. Just an incredible sight. Completely dark in the middle of the day. Not like anything that you could ever imagine seeing, David. One of the other interesting things that they're doing,
what I have right here is that this... Yeah, go ahead.
One of the other interesting things they're doing are launching balloons with bacteria in them, because the stratosphere above the Earth at this time is like Mars. It's similar to Mars, so they're trying to see if they can have life on Mars and if that bacteria will survive. So they're running all these experiments, and they're watching it out of this location. Some really interesting things.
Yeah, a little cosmic geography because of what it's not only doing to the sun, but what it's doing to the Earth's atmosphere, as Eva points out. And just to keep in mind here, what Eva's experiencing, this max totality, is a minute 48 seconds there. It shows you that in all these different spots, it depends on where you are in that 70-mile ribbon. That's what determines how long your totality lasts. I want to take you to the next picture because this is extraordinary. You know, never eclipse the bride, they say, but let's go to the next location where there's one bride who was determined. Look at this. She was determined
to all of you who love them.
To deliver her
Friends
vows
and family,
in the middle
all of you have
of the Great American Solar Eclipse.
Samantha and Cameron.
Let's listen in.
Vows which they will make today, and with love and patience, help guide them through this new chapter of their lives together. Now, Samantha's Aunt Judy Larson will read a passage from Alexander Dumas' The Count of Monte Cristo, while Sam and Cameron get a head start on the reception.
This is taking place in St. Joseph, Missouri. By some estimates, 500,000 people have come to Joseph, Missouri. That would be more than 6 times the population. They're not all there for the wedding, obviously. But this bride was determined to get married on this day, at this moment. And Sarah Haynes, you love a good wedding. And somehow you scored an invite to this.
I love a good wedding. I've just met this couple who has impressed me already with their love of science, but we're all crying now. She's so excited today for just the solar eclipse, but if you look at everything from her head to her toe, she is all eclipse right now. Right now, they just got to the front. They walked out to a Beauty and the Beast theme because I guess she's one of 3 girls and each of the sisters are a Disney princess. So she is Belle and she got to walk out to the Beauty and the Beast song. So she said she was just as excited for this moment as she was for the actual eclipse. And if we get a little cloud, she doesn't even mind because weather is science too. She just said if it's going to be stormy, she wants a big storm.
I love it.
And so going
6:28 to the next totality in Casper, Wyoming. Sarah, thanks so much. We're going to come back to you shortly. And she'd always wanted to be an astronomist, that bride. A couple of injuries got in the way, so now she's going to get married during the Great American Eclipse. When we come back, our coverage continues of this moment of unity across this country. We've said goodbye to Oregon and Idaho now. We'll head out to Casper, Wyoming, then on to Nebraska, followed by the rest of the country. We're coming back in a moment.
ABC News, The Great American Eclipse is sponsored by Mitsubishi. And coming up, a first look at the all-new 2018 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross.
Hey, Mom.
Hey. Hey.
The moment you realize it's time to start sharing the load, literally.
At Lowe's, we have brands like Whirlpool that make doing laundry a chore anyone can handle. The Whirlpool intuitive touch controls take the guesswork out by simply asking what and how. All projects have a starting point. What? Start with Lowe's.
Hurry into Lowe's and get this Whirlpool washer and dryer pair for only $6.49 each.
Introducing Listerine Zero Alcohol. It delivers a whole mouth clean with a less intense taste. So it has the bad breath germ-killing power of this, with the lighter feel of this. Try Listerine Zero Alcohol.
Maria's always on the go, taking over 7,000 steps each day, and she does it in any shoes she wants, with lasting comfort. Only Dr. Scholl's Stylish Step has insoles that are clinically proven to provide all-day comfort. Dr. Scholl's, born to move.
We call what you're experiencing communication issues. Tiffany, why did you dookie on Eric's pillow? She needs a better smelling litter box.
Seriously?
And no dust. And stronger clumps.
Well, we both want those things.
What you both want is Cat's Pride Fresh and Light Ultimate Care.
Cats are complicated. Great litter is simple. Look for Fresh and Light Ultimate Care in the green jug, the best performing lightweight litter.
So she's leaving me all those dead mice because she loves me?
No, she's doing that to terrify the dog.
More doing chores for mom, Pearl? More doing chores for dad, Pearl. More earning something you love, Pearl. Bounty is more absorbent, so the roll can last 50% longer than the leading ordinary brand. So you get more life per roll. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Hello, Discover Card.
Hi, can you tell me about these new Social Security alerts I keep hearing about?
Sure, just sign up online. Then we'll alert you if we find your Social Security number on any one of thousands of risky websites.
Wow, that's cool. How much is it?
Oh, it's free if you have a Discover Card.
I like free.
Yeah, we just want you to be in the know.
Oh, hey, sushi. Oh, I smell it. You're making me. Yeah, being in the know is a good thing.
Know if your social security number is found on risky sites. Free from Discover.
Everyone's got to listen to Mom. When it comes to reducing the sugar in your family's diet, Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Pepsi hear you, and we're working together to do just that, bringing you more great-tasting beverages with less sugar or no sugar at all. Smaller portion sizes, clear calorie labels, and reminders to think balance. Because we know Mom wants what's best. More beverage choices, smaller portions, less sugar. BalanceUS.org.
Feast your eyes on this.
There are huge Emmy nominations for Blackish. Anthony, Tracy, Wanda, and Outstanding Comedy. It should be celebrated. Celebrate Emmy-nominated Blackish. Season premiere Tuesday, October 3rd on ABC.
Back now with ABC News Live coverage of the Great American Eclipse. And I know these faces right here. That's ABC News President James Goldston, his wife Laura, and the three boys out there. If ever there was a day to take off, the boss knew the day. We're having just as much fun as he is, by the way. We're going to check in with Casper, Wyoming in just a moment. That's where the Goldstons are. But look up above me right here. We're in, obviously, South Carolina, the very last state. I put these on. I can't see a thing. Not the camera or the lights or anything. But when I look up, I can actually see the sun beginning to be carved out by the moon. It's really kind of extraordinary. And I wanted to look at it now because we're fighting with some clouds, but we were able to actually see it. And this is what people are seeing across the country. You can actually see as it begins to happen. But we want to get back to the part of the country that's really seeing the moment. Everything from churches, fairgrounds packed with viewing parties. We're going to go to Adrienne Banker. She's in Casper, Wyoming. And Adrienne, you know, the incredible thing about Wyoming is all across that vast state, you know, in Glendo, Wyoming, a 200-person town has been turned into a town of thousands. There's like 20,000 people on just one of the airstrips there.
You know what, David? It's amazing. The population here in Casper of 59,000. They anticipate 50,000 additional people. People from all walks of life. We've got people from, let's see, Michigan, Denver. I'm going to try to keep my glasses on here, but people from just down the street and as far as New Jersey. They're enjoying the excitement. If you actually look up there, you can see people with their telescopes getting that high perspective, but the sky has darkened. The temperature's dropped about 6 degrees, and we know that people have come from far and wide from across 6 continents. This area right here is called David Street Station. It's actually brand new. They built it so that people here could enjoy the eclipse. It wasn't here days ago. So a lot of people excited, and the sky's getting darker and darker, and I gotta tell you, you can feel the energy. It's palpable. David?
We can feel it. We can see it right along with you, Adrienne. Totality's at 1:43, so we've got 30 seconds left before we see it go pitch black there in Casper. I'm joined by a former astronaut, Mike Massimino, who was with me earlier here this morning. It is happening. You're absolutely right, Adrienne. You can hear the crowd going wild. Mike, this is just an extraordinary thing to witness here on Earth.
Yeah. We are all geeked out about it. Everybody's energized. This is what they came for. It's like dusk. It's like twilight.
Just an extraordinary moment to share with you, Adrienne, and all of those people there in Wyoming. And Wyoming is such a stunning state to begin with. As we watch this happen in Casper, you know, it's 2 minutes now to the end of totality there. Look at that. What a stunning sight. And again, what I was saying earlier is our photographers are actually changing the lenses out so that they're able to show you that. It is really for their own safety because they're the ones looking through the viewfinder on their cameras to look up and capture that moment for you. But Wyoming, just think about the vastness of that state. You've got Yellowstone National Park, which is north of the path of totality. So you're not really seeing anything there, but the Grand Teton National Park, anyone who's there, depending on where you are in that park, you're seeing this as well. But what just a stunning sight. And listen to the crowd. If we could just take a moment, I want to bring that sound up just to listen to the folks taking this in.
It's amazing, David. It really is like the glow from that corona is beautiful. And you can take your glasses off during the totality moment, but people are taking their shots. These kids are seeing this, grown-ups for the very first time. They've never seen a total eclipse in their lifetime. It's been 99 years since it's happened here in Wyoming, and it will be decades before it happens here again. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
That's amazing.
You made the point. Oh, look at that shot. That is just an extraordinary shot we just saw. Obviously, that's the corona around the sun, which is the atmosphere around the sun, which we normally don't see to the naked eye. It's only in this moment when essentially we have a coin on top of a coin right now. You know, the moon is not nearly as large as the sun, but because of its distance from Earth, it appears to be. And that's how this magical moment at the new moon actually happens. That is a beautiful picture. Someone who knows this picture far better than I do is Mike Massimino. He's a former astronaut. And Mike, you and I were talking this morning. You've been to space, obviously, a couple of times, couple of shuttle missions, but there is nothing like all of these American families who are able to take this in themselves. They're all astronauts for a day.
Yeah, you know, David, the one sad thing about the space, see these wonderful things take place out in our universe and on our planet, is that you have some friends with you on your crew, but a lot of your friends are left behind on Earth, and your family's back on Earth, and you don't get to share it with them. But this is a great way for us all to share it together.
Hey, Mike, while I have you, you know, we just saw it, I think, the clearest we've seen it yet so far as we've been on the air today, and that is the diamond ring.
This is a Channel 8 Eyewitness News Great American Eclipse special report.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for this special coverage.
Bailey's Beads, it's the light.
That's coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. First off, let's get a look at the sun and some of the crowds that have gathered here in southeast Nebraska to watch the eclipse. We are talking here, the solar eclipse, total solar eclipse here in the Lincoln area begins at 1:03 and will last for about 1.5 minutes. In the upper left there, you see Nicole Cousins. She is live down in Beatrice at the Homestead National Monument down there.
And then in the top right, we are live at Beatty Elementary. Kids are getting ready to view the eclipse and how to properly use their glasses. So they'll be watching them. Parents are welcome to come and join them as well there too. So we are going to check in at Beatty a little later on in the show.
Have we taken a look at the sun yet? Can we take a look and see how the eclipse has progressed so far? And we have a special camera outside that has a special filter on it. There we go.
There it is.
And what would you say, about the 3/4 there?
Yeah, I would say so, 75%.
Towards totality.
Good crescent on it, so it's getting very close. I'm sure a lot of people are very excited. The clouds have been kind of cooperating. Every once in a while, there's a big one that comes by and kind of covers everything up. But we hopefully will have a clear view around 1 o'clock. And just a reminder, if you are tuning in, we have plenty of solar eclipse action on our social media page.
That's right. Search Channel 8 Eyewitness News and like us to tune in.
These are some photos from our viewers. This is from Amy Smith of her kids getting ready for the eclipse. Next is some traffic eclipse viewers that battled between I-80 between Omaha and Lincoln this morning. And then this was submitted by Shelly. This is of Jake, who is 4 months old, but he's ready for his first eclipse.
There you go. This photo from Lisa Schmidt is of the huge gathering at the Homestead National Monument. And we have a photo from Sarah Schweers of her daughter, Madison, ready to watch the eclipse today. And finally, some traffic earlier this morning outside Weeping Water. People heading to eclipse viewing areas. And of course, once again, what we've been talking about is cloud cover. If you've been out with your special glasses getting a look at it, there are times where the clouds are a little thick and they're kind of hard to see, but then it clears out. So it could be worse. Let's check in with meteorologist Jason Taylor. He's been keeping an eye on things for us. How's it going, buddy?
Well, we are seeing kind of some hit-and-miss rounds of clouds and then clear sky from time to time, but it is kind of nice in some spots. We are seeing some peaks of sun, but then, you know, we still have pretty much about 50 to 75% sky coverage, and you can just really see where the eclipse has been moving. I've been even trying to track it across the United States via the satellite view there, and right now that's like goes west, 16 imagery, looking at the west coast right there. See that little shadow moving in towards Oregon into Idaho area. It is a little behind though by 15 minutes or so, that loop, because it's now in Wyoming and Nebraska. We can look even a little further east at our next image there, get another angle at it. That's from the goes east as well, moving across the United States. And again, that's about 15 minutes or so, or a half hour behind. It's barely reaching Nebraska right now, but zooming on in closer towards Omaha, or the Nebraska area, you can see some of those clouds kind of over our area, and I'll continue to monitor if we have any clearings here.
All right, thank you, Jason. We'll talk to you later.
Well, now we're going to check in near Beatrice at the Homestead National Monument, where Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Nicole Cousins is live for us. Nicole?
Hey guys, we've had a few spits of rain down here in Beatrice at Homestead National Monument, but the crowd is not, they're not deterred from this because we still have a great day out here. Bill Nye is on stage right now kind of talking through what's going on. Of course, we've been able to see that eclipse as it makes its way, the moon makes its way across the sun, but it's kind of been in and out. We haven't gotten to see as much as maybe we would like, but that's okay. We have some clearer skies, a little bit to the south, but up to the north and east and west of us, it's rather dark. So we're hoping that those clouds kind of stay away. But you know, we have some amazing people that are out here, and I'm with two of them right now. You guys, Gary, Yuki, you guys are from Long Island. What made you guys decide to come all the way out here?
Very, I don't know, I'm so into the stars and the suns, and my daughter is...
Our oldest daughter is a planetary scientist. She's actually on a NASA grant in Japan, but she flew back. She's actually in Missouri right now with a bunch of her planetary scientist friends. So she's in Missouri, we're here. Our oldest son is at Fort Riley. He couldn't get off work today, so we stayed with him last night and came up to see this today. Once in a lifetime, so we can either stay in Long Island or come here.
Yeah, absolutely. And what a great, you've got two of your kids with you, right? So kind of a family little adventure, and we're glad to have you in Beatrice. What do you think so far, even though we've had this cloud cover? What's your reaction to the things you have been able to see?
It's awesome.
Awesome, yes.
And Bill Nye.
Absolutely, yeah. I know, of all the places you could have chosen, you have Bill Nye here.
I know.
And it was funny, my wife, she picked the place based upon location and the weather forecast, which actually this is one of the better ones. And then when we got here, we put the radio on and we hear Bill Nye on the radio, and my two kids are going crazy. Bill Nye's here.
Yeah, it's a fantastic event, and we're glad that you guys are able to come all the way from Long Island. It's really a special treat.
Yes, thank you so much.
Gary, Yuki, Port, thank you. Enjoy this time, of course. We'll still be around here. We've got a little bit less than 15 minutes until we do see that total solar eclipse, and it is getting darker here in Beatrice, and that's not because of those clouds that we have been seeing. It's actually, in fact, because that moon is covering the sun. So we are expecting quite a big, hopefully a big gasp when that does happen, and hopefully those clouds do move so we can see that path to totality. Rod, Megan, back to you.
Nicole Cousins again live down near Beatrice at Homestead National Monument. Now, we want to take another look at the sun here. It's starting to be a little less of that crescent. You can see now just a sliver, so we're getting closer.
You know, it's interesting. Nebraska, one of the longest stretches of totality around the country. I found this interesting as well. It's going to take about 18 minutes for the moon's shadow to sweep across the state of Nebraska. Again, here in the Lincoln area, 103 is what we're looking at, and it should last the totality of it about a minute and a half, right?
Yes, very exciting, and we pray that the clouds stay out of the way. So we are going to check in with our next live shot. Channel 8 Eyewitness News anchor Gwen Baumgartner is at Beatty Elementary, watching some of the kiddos' reactions there. Gwen?
Hey guys, I'm here at Beatty Elementary. We're already, it's getting a little bit darker. I am surrounded by 400 kiddos with their glasses on. Super exciting. And one of the people who made it possible, James Blake.
Yeah, I could say it was a have to, but it was more of a get to. This whole process has been so fun. It's kind of like packing for a big vacation. The anticipation was almost as fun as the event itself.
Well, when everyone hears about LPS and the eclipse, your name comes up because you have helped put this all together, help orchestrate it, not only for LPS, but other schools as well. Tell us about kind of that process getting ready.
We're starting a long time in advance, so it's been about a year and a half and involving a lot of partners, risk management, security, the teachers, the principals, just as my eyes and ears, seeing the plan take shape over many months. It shows you how much goes into this, and it feels really good today to see the payoff here at Beatty and just seeing all the students doing so amazing with this event and enjoying it.
And I know for a fact that they practiced last week how to put their glasses on, how to walk outside, and all of the kids so far have done everything right.
Yes, they were amazing. I got to see the students file out. They took it very seriously, but they're also feeling lighthearted. They weren't scared, and that's how we wanted it. We wanted it to be a great event to inspire curiosity in science and hopefully lead to lifelong interest.
And I'm told that a lot of things went into this, besides just ordering the glasses and teaching the kids, you know, how and when to put them on, but also the different angles at each of the different schools. You kind of had to do a little bit of research.
Yep, I'd get on Google Maps and send principals an idea, and then they would do walkarounds. Because this time of day, the sun is directly overhead, so a lot of windows, you're not going to be able to see it out the window. So we had to picked these spots many months in advance, and we're ready.
Yeah. And then yourself personally, you've been preparing for this for a while, just knowing that the eclipse would happen. I know in the last few months, people kind of made a big deal about it, but you for the last, 10 years?
Yes, some of the diehard eclipse folks that have visited many eclipses, they think 10 years is a short time, but for other people, they just found out about it, that might sound like a long time. But yeah, I've known for 10 years. There's some old footage where they've been talking about this since the last one in 1979, saying this date 38 years ago. So it's been a long time coming for some of us.
And what makes today so special? It seems like everybody is trying to get those glasses. People have taken time off work. You know, schools have made it a priority all across the country.
Yes.
Tell us about how special today is.
Well, I think especially in Lincoln, Nebraska, we're so excited to be in that 60-mile shadow, which we're about to head into in the next few minutes. And that makes it really special, even though North America gets slightly some of this view. And again, just teaching for enjoyment, not teaching for a test or accountability. Just knowing we can inspire that interest of some future scientists makes it really special for science curriculum.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and
Thanks
also
for having me,
everything
Gwen.
you've done for the kids of LPS.
It's a lot of fun today. I hope everybody can enjoy it.
Alrighty. Rod, Megan, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Gwen. Man, you can just hear the excitement of the kids in the background.
You bet. All right, let's get a check of the weather. Jason, I know you've been tracking the eclipse progress as it makes its way across America. How's it going?
Yes, it is moving very fast across the United States. We're within about 7 minutes here before we reach totality. Kind of fun when you track the shadow as it moves across the United States, moving at 1,800 miles an hour, I believe. That's a look that goes west. Might be a little bit behind by 15 minutes or so. If you look at the other eastern one, you can kind of see that it's making its way towards the Great Plains right now. The last image was probably about 15 minutes ago or half hour ago, or we can try looking also a little bit closer with our own visible satellite here. You can see few clouds though, kind of just between Lincoln and Beatrice if you look at that map right there. But if you look off towards our west, York, Grand Island, Hastings, Broken Bow, mainly in the clear, and they have a little clearing right now in the Beatrice area, so they are beginning to luck out just a little bit and being able to see a little bit of sunlight. We'll track out a little bit more. Look towards the left end of the screen near Wyoming. See how it's starting to get dark. And the last image or two there, that is that shadow that is making its way eastward. And one last look at the clouds right now. We do have one band of clouds south of town, but we are starting to see the sun kind of poke through in some of those areas.
Well, they better hurry and get out of here because we only have about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Jason. You know, baseball and the eclipse, they go hand in hand, right?
That's right. And Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki is live from Haymarket Park. How's it going down there, Dean?
It's going great. You know what? We're getting lucky because we're getting a break in the clouds right now. With me, I have Kay Friend. Kay, you came all the way from Clay Center.
Clay Center, Nebraska.
Okay. Now, why'd you choose Lincoln?
My daughter is going to have a birthday tomorrow, and she's invited a whole group of people up here.
Sweet.
And so we're going to watch a game together and then go to a brewery.
Okay, let's put the glasses on. Let's take a look here. We're seeing just enough breaks in the clouds here.
Oh,
we're about a few minutes away, it looks like, from total eclipse, and you can definitely tell the temperature drop that we have out here. It's not a totally clear sky. We had the clouds earlier, which was totally blocking the sun, but now at least we're starting to get a little bit of breaks in the clouds that's allowing people down here at Haymarket to actually view the eclipse. What do you think?
I think
put those glasses on. Put those glasses.
My ears are not big enough. They are.
What do you think? This is a once in a lifetime. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No. No.
Describe what you're feeling.
Oh, I'd like to be much closer. I'd like to be in an airplane. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Would you?
It's that'd be great. It's great down here though, you know, and thankfully Mother Nature cooperating just a little bit. You can tell it's starting to get darker here. You can feel that temperature start to drop as well. Not the ideal conditions that we hope for, but again, at least there's a few breaks in the clouds. Let's take one more look here. We got about 30 seconds. 30 seconds left. And we can still see it. We're still partially partially blocked by the clouds, but you could feel it getting darker here. You can feel it's almost like everything is. We had a nice breeze earlier. Now everything is kind of calmed down. Now we're starting to pick up a little breeze again. But again, we got lucky enough here. There's more clouds coming in, but even with the mainly cloudy skies, we're just getting enough peak here where we can at least see the total eclipse as it does happen. So hope everybody's enjoying this. It's again, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event. And Kay, we appreciate you joining us. I'm going to let you take the glasses and view the rest of it. Nice to meet you. Enjoy with your friends out here. Okay, awesome guys. So yeah, this is you know, I wish we could have had sunny skies, but no more than 10 minutes ago, we were socked in the clouds, and at least we're getting a few breaks. Now we're getting more clouds to kind of pull on in. But we're gonna send it back to you guys. We're almost at total eclipse time. It's starting to get. This is really, really cool, guys. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Dean.
3 minutes away from the total eclipse. Let's go down to Beatrice. Nicole Cousins joins us once again from Homestead National Monument, where a huge crowd is gathered down there. Nicole?
Proud Megan, we're less than 2 minutes from totality here from Homestead National Monument. You can see kind of behind me, everyone's gearing their eyes towards the skies. We do have a lot of cloud cover, although that cloud cover is kind of hit or miss, so we're able to see every now and then we can see the actual eclipse happening. And when that does happen, you hear roars of the crowd because people are so excited about this event, and it's really a long time coming, especially here in Beatrice, as people have been planning this for years. So we're just hoping that in the next 2 minutes, when that does reach totality, you can see it's getting darker around me, that those clouds kind of clear a little bit, so we will be able to see that. But even if we don't, it still will get dark, and we'll still be able to feel those effects that the eclipse has. So that's really the main point here, is everyone kind of gearing up, waiting. You can see them, they're seeing it right now. People are extremely excited how dark it's getting right now, and absolutely incredible, kind of unlike anything you've ever seen and will see in your lifetime. You can really see how dark it's getting right now, how excited people are. Everyone looking towards the sky, and then just like that, the sun and moon go behind the clouds again. So we'll keep monitoring this, but hopefully for at least 2 minutes and 32 seconds of totality is what we have here in Beatrice. So hopefully during a part of that stint, those clouds will move so we can see. And there was just a big temperature drop as well with some of that wind going. But hopefully in those next 2 minutes and 32 seconds, we will be able to see that path of totality actually above us. I think actually that happened just now. You can see again behind me just how dark it really is getting. It's really a phenomenal scene out here. People taking pictures, as you can see, everybody with their glasses on. You can tell how excited people are here in Beatrice to be seeing this total solar eclipse happen. If you can even look up at the sky, I mean the sky here, I wish you guys could see it if you can't. It's phenomenal. It's just like a sunset. It's absolutely beautiful and kind of eerie because down to the south you can see how light it still is as we're in that path of totality. Just an absolutely kind of incredible thing to be a part of. Again, people taking pictures of kind of what it looks like, people looking up to the sky, looking all around them. It's just a very exciting time. So I know there's a couple other places in Lincoln that you probably want to show off, but we're really excited to be around here in Beatrice, and we'll bring you the latest later. Back to you.
Oh yes, Nicole Cousins reporting live. All right, Nicole Cousins reporting live from Beatrice. You have 2.5 minutes of totality down there. We have about 1.5 minutes here in Lincoln, and it's happening as we speak. You're looking at a live picture of the moon in front of the sun, in between us and the sun.
And just like all of you, we've stepped outside to watch it. So as you can hear, maybe a little bit of wind on our microphones. That's because we are outside with you watching it right now through the going over it, but still quite the sight to see. Oh, and some fireworks going off the city. Celebrations, you can hear people yelling at local businesses around town.
See the purple flares. You can see the corona around the sun, purple flares. Meteorologist Jason Taylor out here with us, looking at this.
Really quite the sight to see, and even having the clouds kind of filter through makes it a little bit easier on the eye, even though we kind of think of that as a negative thing, that we have some clouds, but having just those thin clouds.
Oh, look, there's the diamond ring.
Yep, there's the diamond ring starting to appear there. Might need to put on the glasses here again. Yep, put them on. There you go. I can see them now in the glasses. But
Wow.
yeah, pretty good conditions overall, weather-wise.
Well, you know, and let's face it, Nebraskans have been waiting a long time for this. Before 2017, the last total solar eclipse visible from Nebraska was back in 1954. Get this, guys. The last total solar eclipse visible from Lincoln, 1442.
That's before Christopher Columbus.
Oh, we can hear more fireworks going off across the city. We're celebrating. Wow. Yep, definitely time to put on those glasses again as it's getting brighter.
Now, the next total solar eclipse that is going to be visible from Nebraska will be in 2106, I do believe. So I'm not going to be around for that one, but so I'm glad I get a chance. Megan and I heading back to the desk now. We did have a chance to go out there and witness history. We wanted to do this special report, bring it to you, but we also wanted to kind of see it for ourselves. Something to tell the grandkids, right?
Oh, yeah. But like they've mentioned, too, in what, 7 years, there will be another one going through parts of Texas and then up the eastern coast. So you could make a little road trip if you want to go see another one. If you were really shook by this one and how neat it is. I'm a big celestial nerd, so I love this kind of thing.
Starting to get light again there in Beatrice at the Homestead National Monument. We also have been checking in at the Lincoln Salt Dogs game. They had a game, baseball game, started at 12 noon today. They did stop around quarter till. There you go right there, live from Haymarket Park. They did take timeout, called timeout from the baseball game to let all the fans there check out the total solar eclipse. With their ticket, they did receive free special eclipse glasses so they could check it out for themselves.
Yes, we've just been bouncing around to all of those live shots today. We're actually going to go back to Beatrice at Homestead National Monument, where Nicole Cousins is live for us. She'll have a reaction on what folks are thinking down there. Nicole?
Hey guys, we just got out of the path of totality. This was actually spectacular here in Beatrice because the clouds kind of parted ways just as that totality hit, and then we were also able to see the sun start coming out. And you can still see people looking up at that sun. They're just all so excited. Let's go ask some people exactly what they thought. Ma'am, hi, I'm Nicole with Channel 8. How are you?
Good, great.
Hi, honey. What did you expect when you just witnessed what you did?
That was amazing. I don't have words for it, so very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be able to spend it with your daughter and your family.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Where did you guys come from?
Springfield and Louisville.
Okay,
so
Illinois?
Nope, Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yep,
okay, awesome. Well, we're glad you got to see it. Were you surprised?
Yes, very. It's just, like I said, you can't describe it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you. As you can tell, people just kind of surprised at what they've just seen because you hear about it. We've heard about it for months, but we've never really expected to see what we just saw, and especially for those clouds to part ways here in Beatrice just in time so we could see what unfolded. To see that moon completely cover that sun in this path of totality has been amazing. And again, we got 2 minutes and 32 seconds of it down here. So a spectacular sight, and to see everybody cheering when they saw that path and then cheering again when we saw the sun. Just a really exciting thing, and I'm sure people all across the country are kind of feeling the same way right now. Something that, again, is just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and to have it run through the heartland here in Nebraska, just amazing.
Very rare.
Yes. Thank you very much, Nicole.
All right, we want to check back in at Haymarket Park. We had a live look there just a little bit ago. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. He's been down there reporting. Dean?
Hey, thanks, Rod. Yeah, it's I've got Trent with me here. Trent's from Lincoln.
Correct.
First total solar eclipse you've ever seen, right?
Absolutely. You know, I haven't traveled across the world to see any other, so this is the first.
Awesome. What'd you think? Explain it to people that were not able to be here or were somewhere outside of the total eclipse zone.
I mean, it was crazy. As soon as, the moon covered the whole sun, there was a loud, everybody started yelling and screaming. It was pretty cool. I mean, you could really just see it through the glasses, and there was cloud cover, but but nonetheless, it was.
It got dark. Everything got dark. And,
absolutely,
yeah,
you know.
Almost kind of eerie, wasn't it?
Oh, very eerie, I would say. Very eerie, I would say. But I think enjoyable by all, that's for sure.
And it's great to be in a crowd. They stopped the game so everybody could stop and view the eclipse. Kind of once in a lifetime shot, huh?
Oh, for sure. I would say that for sure. I mean, one time I probably looked at my kitchen light bulb and not the same, you know. total solar eclipse, way better, way better. So
awesome.
I give that.
Trent, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely,
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, boy, guys, I'll tell you, you know, we didn't have the ideal conditions where it's clear and then it turns totally dark. But I'll tell you what, even with the cloud cover and we saw a break or two, it did get dark here, and it was really an eerie phenomena. We do have blue skies just off to our south and west, and it was funny because as it turned dark, it almost looked like we had storms coming in. Everything was dark. You pan onto the field, you couldn't even see the other side of the field. So it was not the same effect when it was if it would have been clear, but it was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime shot. And you know who's really got the lucky spot in the U.S.? Carbondale, Illinois. So if you're planning and thinking, you know, and I think it's 2024 is our next full total solar eclipse. Carbondale was in the path of this solar eclipse. Our next full solar eclipse, Carbondale, Illinois, home of Southern Illinois University, they will be in the next path as well. So if you want to plan out, plan Carbondale. That would be the closest spot to go view the next full solar eclipse in 2024.
All right, thank you very much, Dean. And I just think it's very interesting how when you ask people to describe it, you can't really describe this phenomenon. It just kind of takes your words away.
Yeah, let's get a live look here of what, well, this is Nashville, Tennessee, the largest city in the path of totality to experience the total solar eclipse today. Here in Lincoln, if we can get a chance to take a look at our local camera here and see as the moon starts to, there you go, making its way to the left there and the sun starting to peek out again. You know, we were talking, Nicole mentioned this, how rare this is. Do you remember the last time that we had a total solar eclipse move across the entire United States like it's doing today was in 1918.
Wow, way before us.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to check back in at Beatty Elementary with anchor Gwen Baumgardner. Gwen, how are the kids reacting?
Hey guys, I'm still here at Beatty Elementary where almost 400 students watched the total eclipse. I'm joined by Carson. Carson, you're in 5th grade, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you just saw. Were you pretty impressed?
Well, yeah, it only happens once in like 500 years. It's just like light just shrinking down by the moon, and then once it gets to totality, you can just see the moon and just like an outline. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Were you excited for it? It's kind of nice to get out of school, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Yeah, like I felt like I was out of school for a second because it felt like nighttime once it got darker. I was planning on this like since I designed some glasses for it, and I'm just like having this feeling in my stomach, and I was ready.
Show everyone your glasses. Yours are pretty cool.
Well, mine didn't win, but these are the winners. Yeah, so.
And you guys practiced earlier last week, didn't you?
Yeah, we went over for a couple days. We also went here in the morning. We practiced what it would look like to go, like, turn around, get the glasses on, and look up. It was nice to know what to do.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Carson.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm going to now bring over here Adam, another 5th grader here at Beatty Elementary. Tell me a little bit about what you just saw.
It was crazy. I mean, like I've heard that it only happens once every 500 years in this area, but I'm thinking, seriously, this must be really cool. So when it happened, I'm like, yeah, that is amazing.
Because when you were told about it, you didn't really know what to expect, huh?
No, I'm like, okay, so it's gonna get dark, like. So I didn't understand because it was like, what do you mean it's gonna get dark? How will it get dark? I didn't understand that part yet. I didn't quite understand that.
What have you kind of been learning about in class? Because I'm told that school just started last week, but you've kind of talked about this quite a bit.
They're just talking about like how the solar eclipse happens and how the sun is right here, and then the moon gradually goes over it. Yeah, it's cool.
What are you going to tell your parents when you go home today?
Mom, this was crazy. I loved it. When it was totality, seeing the corona shine, that was really cool.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
All righty, guys, back to you.
It's so refreshing to see the enthusiasm in our young people talking about math and science and astronomy.
And he used the word totality.
And you know, nearly 40,000 Lincoln Public School students got the chance to go out today and witness history. And we heard both of them say, you can tell they're teaching them well when they were saying, you wait 500 years. Exactly, and that's what I said earlier. The last time total solar eclipse was visible from Lincoln was 1442. So yeah, we've waited a long time for this.
Yes. Now we're going to go back and check in with Nicole Cousins again, live down at Homestead National Monument. Nicole?
Well, I can't believe what I just witnessed. What an amazing place. What an amazing setup, guys, we had here at Homestead National Monument.
Cool or what?
Yeah, Jeff Olson's here from Homestead. We have Isaiah and Graceland from McCook. Guys, how cool was that?
Amazing.
Really cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Was it what you were expecting? What was your vision coming into this?
It was exactly what I expected, honestly.
I thought it was
really
going to be cloudy.
You did?
Yeah.
So, because it was, right? It was pretty cloudy, and all of a sudden we get to totality, and we see it. I mean, were you nervous, though?
Yeah. I didn't want it to be cloudy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially when you drive from McCook, you know. Why did you guys decide to come out to Homestead for this?
We were born here.
Okay.
And we have family that live here too. So
kind of a double whammy. Yeah. And of course, Mom's here too, so it's got to be a lot of fun, kind of a little family getaway, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And way better than school, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So what are you going to tell your friends about this tomorrow?
I'm going to show them the videos. It was totally black here, and it's not going to be black there, like all the way dark. So I'm going to show them the videos.
Yeah. What about you, Graceland?
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Just brag.
Not a bad thing. Hey guys, have a safe trip home. We're glad you got to see this and experience it all with us out. And great to come home, right, to Beatrice.
Yep.
So thanks, guys. Thank you. Of course, there are just a couple of thousands of people that were out here at Homestead National Monument to be part of this great event. And I think I'm going to watch the rest of it, guys, so we'll send it back to you.
All right, Nicole Cousins reporting for us from Beatrice, and we got another.
Yes, we're going to bounce down there to Dean. He's got a couple of cuties with him that are going to say what they
She's going to let us know.
Dean,
all right,
who you
we're
with?
live down here at Haymarket Park, and I have two wonderful sisters here with me. We've got Grace and Hannah. So this is your first solar eclipse, right?
Yes.
All right. Hannah, is this your first one?
Yes.
Okay, and how old are you guys?
I'm 6. I'm 4.
All right, and well, tell us what you thought about it. Was this coolest thing you've ever seen, or what?
It was so neat. I never saw anything like this.
Really? Awesome. And how about you, Hannah?
And this is cute. I never thought of this.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So did your mom and dad take you out of school to spend some nice time out here to view it?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, I'm glad you got to view something. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Did you have fun?
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Okay? Have a great day. High five? High five. All right. All right. So, yeah, everybody enjoyed it, from young to old. I'll tell you what, this is my first total solar eclipse I've experienced, and it really was. It was an awesome event, and I hope everybody, wherever you're at in the United States, if you couldn't see it, at least you could watch it live on video feed. So, back to you guys, and now we've got to focus on storms coming in tonight, and I'm sure Jason has told you all about that. But let's enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Great day out here at Haymarket Park. Salt Dogs are down there 3-0. Hopefully we can get a rally and get a win, too.
All right. Thank you very much, Dean. Yeah, he talks about how with social media and technology, people who may be stuck at work, at least you can see us on Facebook and you can watch the eclipse if you can't be outside.
That's right. And the nice thing is that kids, the schools didn't necessarily frown upon them being pulled out of class to experience this. Some of them with family, they traveled. I thought it was interesting. A vice chancellor with UNL highly recommended that professors on day 1 of classes at UNL let their students out
I love that.
to witness this.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommended. And this is a live picture right here in Lincoln in our backyard. We have a camera with a special filter on there looking up there at the moon and the sun. And that's what you're seeing right now as the total solar eclipse is slowly fading as it works its way down to South Carolina.
Well, Rod, you saw a partial one, right, in 1979?
1979, yes.
So how did this compare? How was it?
Keep in mind, nearly 40 years ago, so I was just a little boy. I was 12, 13, and I do remember, I think it was in February of that year, Jimmy Carter was president, and so we were able to take cardboard, put a little pinhole thing in there, and view it that way. And but keep in mind, I think that was mostly over northwestern parts of the United States. So what we saw in Iowa paled in comparison of what we're seeing today. So we're really, it was okay, and we learned a lot about it in our science classes, but it really wasn't all that.
But this one knocked the socks off.
When you and I went out there, I wanted to ask you this, and we saw the total solar eclipse here in Lincoln. Did it remind you of a nasty storm coming in as far as the darkness? We had some clouds moving in. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
And it almost had an eerie feel to it because it had, you know, light clouds just kind of passing over the front of it and the darkness, and it kind of got quiet until everyone was cheering when it was totality. But for a while there, it almost did kind of feel like there were going to be some storms or something. Dean kind of talked about that too.
Exactly.
Yeah, so yeah, I would agree with that. And you guys will have to let us know what you thought of it on social media. Message us, send us your pictures, whatever you got of traffic or celebrations that you did, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
We had a great time bringing you the local edition, I guess, of the total solar eclipse. Something, yeah, the next one is in 7 years. You'd have to travel down to southeastern or eastern United States to view that one. But to have it come through Nebraska, quite a historical day. Our coverage will continue tonight at 5, 6, and 10. And we know that ABC News is continuing national coverage of the eclipse. So, Megan, unless you have something else to say, I think we're going to toss it over to the network.
No, I think that's everything. Well, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you back here at 5 o'clock.
This is a Channel 8 Eyewitness News Great American Eclipse special report.
So all around us, darkness has fallen, without question. But
hey,
people
TJ.
are unfortunately not getting the experience of having these glasses on. Go ahead, my man.
You know, we talked about this earlier. We mentioned the areas in America where your mind is going to be blown and where your heart could be broken by whatever the weather system is above you. I got to tell you, you got a minute 48 seconds left of max totality there in Carbondale. And as folks at home are sort of feeling this moment with everybody in that stadium just hoping for the cloud to pass because you see huge chunks of blue sky above you. So we're with you on this. I should mention for people watching our coverage right now is that this city is one of the very few cities in the path of totality just a few years from now in 2024. TJ had mentioned this earlier. It's sort of a rare thing. You know, the next path, TJ, is going to be from the south in Texas, coming across from Mexico into Texas and straight up to the northeast, almost the opposite of the diagonal we're seeing this time.
They all think it's nighttime.
Well, David, I don't know if that was meant to comfort us here necessarily, but yeah, we got 7 years. You're telling me I got to wait 7 years, then I can come back here and try it again, essentially. But that's what we have in this moment. This was such a build-up, and I'm telling you, and you know, you've been covering and you've been talking about this all day, and just what everybody put into this was essentially a once-in-a-lifetime event for people. Here in Carbondale, it's a once-in-a-7-year event. So if there was any place that wasn't necessarily going to see it and was going to get cloud cover, maybe it's this place, and maybe they'll come back again in 7 years. But right now, you can't tell that there's disappointment. All right, there we go. If you can, David, we're starting to get a little break in the cloud. And if you can't update me about the clock, we might be under 30 seconds left of totality. But we got a cloud that's really messing with us right now, David.
Oh, we feel your pain there. 18 seconds left. If anything changes, TJ, we'll come right back to you. As you mentioned, if any place they can handle the clouds or a moment of...
There it is.
Indecisive weather. Oh, you can see it. You can see a little sliver. Look, with 5 seconds left. That's the gift to Carbondale, Illinois. Look at that.
There we go.
Just a hint right there, just before it ended. What an extraordinary gift right there in the last final few seconds.
We'll take it, David. We'll take it.
All right, TJ, thanks to you. We're going to come back to you in just a moment. I want to get to Kelly, Kentucky up next because Kelly, Kentucky, Clayton Sandell is standing by. Clayton, you had amazing reporting from Kelly, Kentucky over the weekend. You know, it's known, this particular place in Kentucky, because of something that happened back in 1955 on this very day. Clayton, I can see the bright sunshine that actually portends an excellent moment on the way of totality. If you can see the sun, you're about to see nighttime, hopefully.
That's right. It is rapidly getting darker here, David, as we approach totality. And you're right. This eclipse happens on the 62nd anniversary of what many believe was an alien encounter just a few hundred yards from here, which is why we have a few little green men and some big green men here to join us here today. You know, this has been such a celebratory mood here, really a nationwide block party. People have been coming from all over the Hopkinsville, Kelly area. People have come from 47 states and 20 countries. Even from Africa, there are visitors here. We met a couple from Sweden. It is now getting much, much darker here. And I'm going to step out of the way and put on my glasses for a second. Just a tiny, tiny sliver of the sun left here, David. And we
Clayton,
are in
you've got
darkness.
14 seconds.
There it
Clayton,
is,
you
David.
keep your eye to the sky there
Totality.
with your glasses. You've got 2 seconds to totality. And just look at the reaction in Kelly, Kentucky.
There we go.
The length of their totality is about
Absolutely incredible.
2 minutes, 30 seconds to the end of their totality. You can see everybody with their phones there and their eyewear. You know, normally about 3,000 people in Kelly, Kentucky. Tens of thousands are there now to take this in.
Yeah. About 32,000 in Hopkinsville, but they expected about 150,000 people to show up, and I think they have, David. This is one of the points of greatest eclipse, and they have been planning for this for a very, very long time. 10 years in Hopkinsville, and I want to talk to Angela, who's here from college in New York, and you have been planning for a long time.
Yes, my friend Mary and I, we've been planning since we were like 10 to come here.
10 years old you have been planning this, and you're 20 years old now, so you've been planning this for a decade.
A long time.
Why was it so important for both of you to be here for this today?
Because we made it so long ago that like it just meant that our friendship would like last forever.
We didn't even know we were going to be friends 10 years ago. We didn't think this was possible.
We go to college in 2 different states now, so it's just wild that we're here.
How does it feel to see this now? Now that you've waited 10 years, what is it like?
I literally have chills. Like, this is the greatest moment ever.
You're shaking.
Oh my God, I'm shaking. This is insane.
This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Like,
unbelievable. The stars. Look at that.
David, as I look up here, we can actually see the planet Venus. The planet Venus is in the sky, in the night sky, here at almost 2:30 in the afternoon. We can see Venus at this point here in Kelly, Kentucky.
It's safe to look, right?
I love the fact that you can see Venus.
look at that. Oh my God. That is
Clayton Sandell in Kelly, Kentucky, talking about the fact that you can see stars, you can see planets, you know, in many parts of the country, Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, obviously the sun's corona, the brightest star in the Leo constellation, and as he just mentioned, Venus in the middle of the day in Kelly, Kentucky. And, you know, he can't see this, nor can the little green monsters who dress the weekend. They've got about 8 seconds left, and keep your eyes on that image to the left of your screen as we watch nighttime turn back into daytime in Kelly, Kentucky. This is also one of the clearest moments we've seen since we came on the air about an hour and a half ago.
The weather has been extraordinarily clear. We had a few high clouds, but otherwise crystal clear blue skies. The temperature dropped about 8 degrees here since earlier in the day.
All right, Clayton, I want to thank you. I see that some of the green monsters have reappeared.
They have, and also if I can have the crowd part here. Guys, We can show you behind. We've got a little spacecraft that has landed here in Kelly.
Oh, spacecraft. I love it. Clayton, we're going to come back to you in just a second because I can't miss Ginger Z in Nashville. Ginger's been waiting for this all afternoon, and it's like it's approaching, isn't it, Ginger? 1 minute, 10 seconds to go.
It is so close. It is so close, David. And here we are on top of Tootsie's rooftop. There is a cloud that is just above us right now. But I got to show you, everybody has poured out of the honky-tonks, and they are standing in the street ready for the moment of their life. We really are so excited. And I'm telling you, we are going to come down to the wire. We're playing chicken a lot like TJ was. I loved hearing all of the coverage. I've loved seeing it. Gareth, we've been watching everybody else. You came all the way from...
all the way from the UK, Hereford in England, to come and see this event.
And we
Solar eclipse.
are moments away, and that cloud is just so close.
It's amazing. I dragged my Mrs. Rose all the way, over 4,000 miles to come and see this.
And what are you feeling right now? How are you feeling right now?
Oh, amazing. It's like, I can't believe it.
It's a religious experience.
It is. And it feels as if it's gone to nighttime. It feels very good because it's cooled down considerably.
Now it's like the temperature in England. It's like being back home.
But we are so close. I'm telling you, David, this image above us is not yet stunning because it is almost heartbreaking at this point. But guys, we still have time. We've got just a couple of seconds yet. You can see the lights here in Nashville from our drone above. The party's ongoing. No matter what happens, you can feel the energy. You can feel the excitement. I can see the hue in the sky, the pinks, and the almost as if it is just twilight. Right? It's coming back. We're starting to see the edges of the clouds light up again. Oh, so close here.
Can we see what you're looking at, Ginger?
Oh my goodness, guys. We are, and the light is coming back. So I think so far we've missed it. Are you guys doing all right?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah? Apparently it doesn't matter. I think a couple of the libations may have helped. I can't hear you, David, but I will head back in until we see something again.
As daylight reappears there in Nashville, but if there's ever a happy city in this country, it's Nashville. They can handle a few clouds, and you're helping to usher them right through that. You know, 5 state capitals, including Nashville today.
It's like the eye of a hurricane. I can feel the energy of nature, and I've been really fortunate to be in the path and be able to see very close-up tornadoes in the past. And as people are describing what they're feeling, it's almost a strange joy when you see a tornado that's not affecting anyone, when nature has that power, when it has that energy. And I think that's what a lot of people are starting to describe here. Even we can see the crepuscular rays coming through. You see those angelic rays coming through those clouds. The temperature has dropped already at least 7 degrees just with the clouds and the eclipse that is passing. Even if we didn't see that full image here in Nashville, it was still such a gorgeous moment. And it's almost like we're at sunrise again, right here. Right? Doesn't it? It's as if we passed an entire day. That was a quick day, everybody. That was fast. All right, let's head back into
Ginger Z in Nashville. Ginger, our thanks to you, Ginger. You know, we might be up against the same challenge here in Charleston. I'm going to look up right now because I can't see a thing in front of me. But I can't see up to the sky, and I have to tell you, for the first time in about an hour, we can't see anything through the clouds. So we might be faced with the same sort of moment that Ginger had. But, you know, you saw what happened with TJ. You had that entire stadium filled in Carbondale, Illinois, which is actually going to see another total solar eclipse in 2024. They're one of the rarities that are going to see this in just a couple of years. And then the sun came out at the very last second. They were able to see totality. So when we come back here, only one more state to go to view a total eclipse. South Carolina, here we come. As we take you to break, thank you for sending in your pictures, your images. We're going to show what many of you at home have captured throughout the day. As our coverage of the Great American Eclipse, that's former Vice President Dick Cheney with his hat on, capturing the eclipse. You can see the eyewear elsewhere. That's Senator Lindsey Graham taking a moment from Capitol Hill to take in the Great American Eclipse and some of the faces around this country. Little guys staying home from school today, you know, and across the South, they had a big dilemma where school has reopened, whether or not to take the day off or not. We know here in Charleston, they've allowed them to stay home today. But it was a dilemma for some schools. I say take the day off. This only comes once. It's been 99 years since we waited for this. The Great American Eclipse on ABC. Live coverage continues right after the break. Back in a moment.
Hey, pass, please.
I'm here to fix the elevator.
Nothing's wrong with the elevator.
Right.
but you want to fix it.
Right.
So who sent you?
New guy.
What new guy?
Watson.
My analysis of sensor and maintenance data indicates elevator 3 will malfunction in 2 days.
There you go.
You still need a pass.
When my smile's bright, I feel ready to shine. Some whitening toothpaste only remove surface stains, but Colgate Optic White High Impact White is different. It has hydrogen peroxide to whiten 4 shades for a visibly whiter smile. Trust your smile to Colgate Optic White. I do.
Americans, 83% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Men's, complete with key nutrients we may need, plus heart health support with B vitamins. One-A-Day Men's in gummies and tablets.
He sees things and analyzes things in ways that we can't even begin to understand.
He saved his life.
Who are you?
I'm Dr. Sean Murphy.
We're going behind closed doors.
Whatever's in your fridge, it says something about you.
Next Oz, the top 3 foods TV chefs always keep in their fridge.
There you go. It takes you 2 seconds to make.
That's good. Plus, cellulite creams, clinics, and pills promising to get you smooth. Do they work? We put them to the test. Next Oz.
Weekdays at 3 on Lincoln's own ABC.
So we were walking to school. At the corner, we waited for the traffic light.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really
smart,
want cheese pizza,
but
like at Luigi's.
sometimes her mind
They have this
wanders.
video game there, and Kate's got the high score. We should have a sleepover. Maybe I should pack my pajamas.
I remember saying, Laura? Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
When we finally got there,
she gave me a hug goodbye.
I really hope she doesn't have another bad day at school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
When severe weather threatens, turn to Lincoln's own weather experts of the Channel 8 Eyewitness News. Not just tracking the storms, but showing you where they are and when they'll hit your area. Live interactive radar, giving you early warning on air, online, and on your phone, no matter where you are when severe weather hits. Trust Channel 8 Eyewitness News, Lincoln's own weather experts.
On ABC.
Back now with ABC News coverage of the Great American Eclipse. This is time-lapse from Madras, Oregon. You can see how quickly day turned to night there and then back. And we saw just moments ago that massive traffic jam, people trying to get out, but they were smiling. Our correspondent there, Matt Gutman, asking the families, some of whom had traveled 14 hours to get there, was it worth it? And they were unanimous from inside that car. We'll check with them halfway through the route back maybe, but they saw a sight to behold, as so many have across this country. I want to get back to Ginger Z in Nashville. And I got to tell you, Ginger, we're facing a very similar, actually, we're seeing the sun. We're seeing the sun. So I'm going to look at the sun and toss it to you.
The cloud is still in place, and I'm still hearing people say it was amazing, and it was that once-in-a-lifetime event that happened for so many people. We got the darkness here, but I have to tell you, our sponsor, Mitsubishi, is taking full advantage. They took their brand new 2018 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross and put it in the path of totality just outside Salem, Oregon. They've taken cameras and put angles on this car with the Eclipse in the background from all different angles. And I'm telling you right now, ABC is getting this exclusive look before, during, and after the eclipse. These images are something that are going to come together for a whole
Hey, listen,
campaign.
Mark, we have a great shot here. We have a great shot in Charleston
for the eclipse
of the sun.
to come together. All right, David, we're going to head back to you now.
Ginger, thanks so much from Nashville. Ginger Z reporting in from Nashville all afternoon. They got a little cheated. They weren't able to see the actual eclipse itself, but they saw it turned pitch black there in Nashville. I want to show you the sky above me right here in Charleston, because we're playing a game with the clouds here too. But you can see a sliver of the sun you can see right through those clouds. And we are not far from max totality here. It's 2:38. We've got less than 10 minutes before it actually gets put to the test here. But we're like so many communities across the country who are waiting to see whether or not we'll see this, this natural wonder. Carbondale, Illinois, at the very last second, the clouds cleared in that city and they were able to see it. In Nashville right before us, it was a game with the clouds. But you're looking live. That was just aerials of Charleston behind me, beautiful city. And we are surrounded by big, puffy, white sort of cumulus clouds on the lower end. The higher end, we'd have to ask Ginger and Rob. But I want to go back to Columbia, South Carolina. They're not far, obviously, from here. We're the last state before this Great American Eclipse heads out to sea. And as we mentioned before, these happen, once a year, but we often don't see them because they're over water. And we were lucky this year. Let's go to President Trump, who is on the Truman balcony at the White House right now. They're getting ready to look out over the South Lawn, because a reminder that so many of you at home watching us know that even if you're not in the path, that 70-mile wide path, it looks like he's heading back indoors, is he not? But even if you're not in the path, so much of this country is experiencing this today. If it's not a total eclipse, it's a partial eclipse, anywhere from 20% to 100%. Cities like Atlanta seeing, 90% coverage. You can see them looking up from the balcony right there with their glasses on. The president behind that pillar there he is, coming out with Melania, the First Lady, Melania Trump, emerging as they take in what is a breathtaking view. I hope somebody gave the president and the First Lady some approved glasses by NASA. We do know that South Carolina is the next and last state before it heads out to sea. And I want to check in with Rachel Scott, who is in Columbia, South Carolina. Rachel, perhaps you can give us a taste of what we're up against too. What are you seeing?
Hey, David, well, I can tell you that, skies here were a little bit cloudy. People were very concerned, but now those skies have cleared. We are getting a clear view. Very exciting here. The party got started here with a baseball game just behind me. The Columbia Fireflies were facing off against the Rome Braves. But of course, today is all about the eclipse and the totality of it. So I'm going to put on my glasses and get a look here. And we are almost there. I can tell you just a slither is left. We are less than probably 10% here. And I do want to talk to Doug, who's standing next to me. Doug, this is not your first time seeing an eclipse.
No, it is not.
So tell me, when was the last time you saw one?
Well, the last time I clearly remember was 1970. I was visiting cousins in Boston. And there was a partial eclipse, but it got cold all of a sudden, as it is now. And we said, wait a minute, what happened? And we realized it was the eclipse.
All right, so we do feel it getting a little bit cooler here. As you know, David, it is very hot, and the crowds are starting to cheer. Putting our glasses back on as we are getting closer and closer to that totality. Just a little bit of way to go here, and a lot of people were very concerned because the heat, extremely hot in South Carolina, but we're feeling those temperatures get a lot cooler as they are dropping down right now. And we are seeing it. We're almost there. You can hear the crowd here. So excited to see this full totality. And here we go. Just a little bit more to go here, David. And there we have it. We are in complete totality. Everyone is taking off their glasses right now. You can see a lot of kids yelling and screaming. They are very excited as we reach the full totality here in Columbia, South Carolina. The totality is expected to last 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and we are just taking this all in, basking in this right now. What a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for all of the people that are here in Columbia, South Carolina, that traveled from all over the country and, frankly, all over the world for this amazing and incredible sight.
Rachel, we can tell you've got 1 minute 55 seconds left of max totality there in Columbia, South Carolina. You can see it on your screen right there. They're all gathered at the stadium. It's gone dark there. So many children and families gathered. And, we should mention that Columbia, South Carolina is one of 5 state capitals. This is so rare. This is why this is one of the most tweeted. They say probably the most viewed natural wonder ever when it comes to these solar eclipses because of the number of populated cities that were in the path of this total solar eclipse in America. You know, you've got Columbia, South Carolina, Nashville, Jefferson City, Missouri. You had Salem, Oregon, Lincoln, Nebraska, all these state capitals that were right in the path. And look, it is pitch black right now in Columbia, the capital, of course, of South Carolina.
He said we could.
As we look at the pictures, you can see the corona around the sun there. Rachel's smile as well. I want to bring in on the phone as we're looking at these pictures, Bonnie Tyler, because last I checked, Bonnie, your song from the 1980s was the #1 song right now on iTunes. Did you ever think that was about to happen again?
Well, that doesn't. Well, you know, just a couple of weeks ago, it hit the 300 million mark, and that was before the eclipse. Yeah. But it's amazing. And I just sang it live with DNC.
We should mention that.
And fabulous.
We should mention, as you can hear right now,
and again.
This is one of those moments, this natural wonder we're experiencing, and me in a split screen with Bonnie Tyler is something I never thought I would witness. Total Eclipse of the Heart is now the most downloaded song on iTunes today, #1 for obvious reasons. And Bonnie Tyler, great to have you on with us. We love the song in the 80s and we love it in 2017. Yeah. Have a great time on that cruise with that crowd. I want to show you what we're seeing here right where I am in Charleston. If you look up, you can actually see right here in South Carolina, that is the view that we're looking at right here. As we now approach, we have 1 minute 35 seconds to the next totality, which is right where I'm standing in, of course, Charleston. We just watched it in Columbia, the state capital, and what an extraordinary sight they saw in that stadium. And I've got to tell you, I'm surrounded by an incredibly gifted crew, but no one is looking at me right now. They are looking at the sky as they should be. They are capturing the moment. They all have their glasses on. And we are standing on the People's Building, appropriately enough, here in Charleston. And I mentioned earlier in the program, President Taft came to this rooftop in the 1920s because it was one of the best views in this great American city. And now we are taking in the Great American Eclipse. The final stop in a big city, at least, here in the continental United States before this Great American Eclipse heads out to sea. It is pitch black. You can hear cheers throughout the city. You probably can't hear it at home, but you can hear it as we stand on the rooftop of this building. We have gone into complete darkness. And we have watched this play out in so many cities across this country before it even got to us. And there's nothing you can do to prepare for it. It is just breathtaking. People are applauding throughout the harbor. And anyone who's ever been to Charleston knows it's one of the prettiest cities in America. They were so excited and so welcoming, everyone who helped put this production together on this rooftop. And they are now taking it in. If we can look up and we can see that we are now in a total eclipse. You can see the corona around the sun, which is one of those rare moments where we here on Earth, with the naked eye, can actually see that outer atmosphere of the sun, which we all know is a lot warmer than the sun itself. And we're, of course, waiting for, as it now then comes out of totality in about 56 seconds or so, we'll see that diamond ring again. And we've seen it play over and over again. The diamond ring and Bailey's beads, obviously named after Francis Bailey, the great astronomer who first coined the sunlight peeking its way through the valleys and the craters of the moon. And that's what creates those beads, that beaded effect. And here it comes. We've got 25 seconds left here in Charleston. And you can see how, blessed the folks of Charleston are and we feel, because look at the cloud cover on the right screen. You can see how many clouds are in the sky. We did not know whether or not this would work for us or not. but we are seeing it. It's quite visible to the naked eye. We're watching this with so many scientists who joined us today, former astronauts. I want to bring in Dr. Hakeem Oluseyi. And as you take in this image with us, Hakeem, what do you make of the fact that we have all been able to witness now the diamond ring we're seeing, the flash of light, as now darkness and nighttime turns back into daylight here in Charleston? What an extraordinary thing to witness.
It completely is. And I've been chasing eclipses for over a decade. And typically it's in places that are far-flung around the world. Ghana, Mangaya in the South Pacific. And it's a small group of people that travel all over the world to visit these. But now here we've had one coast to coast across America. The countries come together and we've all celebrated and we've all participated. It's like a big sporting event, except it's a big science event.
I've got to tell you, Hakeem, I'm really struck by the luck that kicked in across this continent, from the West Coast to the East Coast, you know, with the exception of Nashville, and they were such good sports about it. But, you know, the clouds parted ways just when it mattered most in so many of these cities along the path to allow Americans to see something that we haven't seen in 99 years. You know, we saw the last one in 79, 38 years ago. That was only part of the country, but this is so unique. It's only the United States. You know, we haven't co-opted this solar eclipse. That's not why we're calling it the Great American Eclipse. We're calling it that because only the United States, the continental United States, is actually seeing this today.
That's right. And what's amazing about it is that it goes from the West Coast to the East Coast. It is indeed a very, very rare event. And here we are all to witness it. And we're at a time where we have all this technology. And this means that not only the people who are on the line of totality get to see it, but it gets to go into homes all around the world. Everyone gets to share in the excitement. Everyone gets to share in the beautiful views. And if you're on the line of totality, you get the full experience. You get to experience the sun going dark. You get to experience the air getting cool. You get to see the shadow of the moon racing across the countryside. I tell you, it's really something, and it's so amazing. You understand why people travel all over the world to see them. I'm one of those people, and now I think many more are going to be inspired to join us.
You know, it really puts us in our place as far as our role in the cosmos, doesn't it? The fact that we here on Earth are part of something much bigger.
That's right, we are. We are the universe itself, right? We are the universe become conscious and able to witness itself. And today we've witnessed something that's, you know, it's extraordinary. And, you know, we're really connected to the sun and the moon because it all started at what we call the solar nebula. And as the planets condensed, eventually us humans came about. And here we are to build instruments in order to see it and to witness it.
And I have to say, Doctor, we feel lucky right here in Charleston as well to have witnessed the lineup of the Earth, the Moon, and the Sun in the way we haven't seen in our lifetime. When we come back, our coverage of the Great American Eclipse continues as it moves out to sea. So many of you at home sending us your messages, your tweets, and your images. We'll be right back. Back in a moment.
Hey, are you taking the tissue test? Yep. And my teeth are yellow. Time for white strips.
Crest white strips whiten 25 times better than a leading whitening toothpaste.
Nice smile.
Thanks.
I crushed the tissue test.
Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
How are your teeth whiter than mine?
Your strips are slippy, mine are grippy. Crest white strips stay in place. Crest white strips professional effects lock in the whitening for a whiter smile.
These aren't going anywhere.
These are. Crest, healthy, beautiful smiles for life.
One moment we're snuggling and the next he wants nothing to do with me.
Duke Meowington says you're ignoring his needs. How does that make you feel?
What? I give him treats. I take care of the litter box.
About what's in the box. You two should try Cat's Pride, Fresh and Light Ultimate Care.
Cats are complicated. Great litter is simple. Look for Fresh and Light Ultimate Care in the green jug, the best performing lightweight litter.
He would like you to pet him now. But just for 3 seconds or he'll scratch the crap out of you.
Over the course of 9 days, Steve chooses to walk 26.2 miles. That's a marathon, and he does it with Dr. Scholl's. Only Dr. Scholl's has massaging gel insoles that provide all-day comfort to keep him feeling more energized. Dr. Scholl's, born to move.
Budget meeting.
Sweet.
You compare last quarter to this quarter.
It's no wonder everything seems a little better with the creamy taste of Philly. Made with fresh milk and real cream. It must be the Philly.
Done. Super cool notebooks. Done.
That's Mom taking care of business. But who takes care of Mom? Office Depot Office Max. Order online and pick up in store in just 1 hour.
Taking care of business.
This is my body of proof.
Proof of less joint pain.
And clear skin.
This is my body of proof that I can take on psoriatic arthritis.
With Humira.
Humira works by targeting and helping to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes to both joint and skin symptoms. It's proven to help relieve pain, stop further joint damage, and clear skin in many adults. Humira is the #1 prescribed biologic for psoriatic arthritis.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Want more proof? Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
What's your body of proof?
Courtney Rose is a know-nothing egomaniac whose entire campaign is a stunt.
It appears as if local rapper Courtney Rose is mayor of Fort Gray.
Well, The Mayor premieres Tuesday, October 3rd on ABC.
Welcome back to our coverage of the Great American Eclipse. You can see beautiful Charleston here behind me. If we take the jib cam, you can see that nighttime has turned back to daytime here in Charleston. And as we head back to break, I want to show you New York City, because so much of this country is experiencing at least a partial eclipse. They're expected to experience about 70% in New York City. Fingers crossed across this country that people will appreciate it in some way. As you see the Empire State Building off in the distance, we'll be right back.
The day after chemo might mean a trip back to the doctor's office, just for a shot. But why go back there when you can stay home with Neulasta Onpro?
Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection, which could lead to hospitalizations. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Applied the day of chemo, Neulasta Onpro is designed to deliver Neulasta the next day, so you can stay home. Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to Neulasta or Neupogen, filgrastim. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
So why go back there? If you'd rather be home, ask your doctor about Neulasta Onpro.
It's 6 a.m. 40 million Americans are waking up to a Gillette shave. And at our factory in Boston, 1,200 workers are starting their day building on over 100 years of heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation. Today, we're bringing you America's #1 shave at lower prices every day, putting money back in the pockets of millions of Americans. As one of those workers, I'm proud to bring you Gillette quality for less, because nobody can beat the men and women of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
When my smile's bright, I feel ready to shine. Some whitening toothpaste only removes surface stains, but Colgate Optic White High Impact White is different. It has hydrogen peroxide to whiten 4 shades for a visibly whiter smile. Trust your smile to Colgate Optic White. I do.
He's a dog in every sense, yet in his soul, he's a wolf. Nothing connects them more than a desire for meat, so we created Meat-Rich Blue Wilderness to feed the wolf that lives inside your dog.
Oh, look. Another anti-wrinkle cream in no hurry to make anything happen. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair works in just 1 week with the fastest retinol formula to visibly reduce wrinkles. Neutrogena.
My trainer didn't believe me that Trop 50 could taste so good and still have 50% fewer calories.
Can I stop, Jane?
No.
Trop 50 tastes so good you won't believe it has 50% fewer calories.
Hey, Dad, come meet the new guy.
The new guy? What new guy?
I hired some help. He really knows his wine.
This is the new guy?
Hello, my name is Watson.
You know wine, huh?
I know that you should check Vineyard Block 12.
Block 12?
My analysis of satellite imagery shows it would benefit from decreased irrigation.
I was wondering about that.
Easy boy. Nice doggy.
What do you think?
Not bad.
This fall, one man has been chosen for a special mission.
Me?
Yeah, we're just as shocked as you are.
You, Kevin, have been chosen to save the world.
Kevin?
Kevin Probably Saves the World premieres Tuesday, October 3rd on ABC.
That was World News Tonight anchor Frank Reynolds in 1979 promising we'd be back to bring you this event. We certainly didn't know we'd be the ones to keep his promise, but we've been honored to share this Great American Eclipse with all of you at home. I'll see you on World News Tonight.